on Tuesday, sorry. Alright. So, let's get into this and see how our final series goes. We have to the bottom right hand side our blue Terran from Team Revolution. It is Optimus! Let's see if he can take his map to advance through in second place. Whereas Harstem, again, all he needs is one map to advance through in first place. Getting this set up, getting this ready to go. I mean, this has just been a bit of an unfortunate way for this group to turn out because of the way in which we've not had a fifth player. You could have helped us to avoid our tiebreaker situation. Feels bad, man. Anyways, we get this set up. As we get ourselves into this game. So Bros versus Terran once again. Optimus looked pretty good against Jesha just there, and obviously a little bit of shenanigans play here and there too. Probe as it comes in towards the main base, we'll see. Uh-oh, no barracks! If Harstem was watching the stream, this could be a pretty good mind game. Oh my god, he doesn't see it still. Not yet though. He might see it on his way out. Oh, there we go, he sees it. Harstem's like, you cheeky little guy. And he does actually throw his Cybernetics core down before the Nexus. So in fairness, it worked out. Optimus made Harstem not see this for long enough that he threw the Cyber core down before the Nexus. I mean, it's a very minor difference, but it's still a little bit amusing. It's still, you know, Optimus getting the slight upper hand there in the early stages of this game number 1. Factory comes down from Optimus in the main base, as we are going to be seeing the refinery. Dropping down in the main command center on the natural as well at the moment. So setting up into this, as we do see that Reaper is heading out in towards the middle of the map. Obviously for this means it's a fairly standard build actually from Optimus so far. As we are going to see this Reaper arriving in a moment or two. Adept trying to chase down this Reaper still, and Reaper is actually going to be able to get into the main because the Adept just moves across. Maybe able to get a probe kill here before the Stalker comes in. That probe trying to build a Twilight Council off to the side, trying to block that Reaper from having an escape route. One probe goes down. Optimus going to be coming down here. We'll just confirm it is a Twilight Council as well. Didn't click on it just yet though, so actually maybe doesn't know exactly what that structure is. Knows something is there though. As he's going to be trying to get away, slips around. Reaper is actually going to stay alive. Across the map, the Adept arrives, but they'll get an SCV kill. It doesn't manage to do much more. 2 Cyclones on the way up from Optimus, and that means that Harstem's actually a little bit blind as to what's coming up next, right? He doesn't know. Okay, he sees the barracks has moved, and that should mean that he's... he sees the barracks moved, or he sees a second barracks. Which is it, Harstem? Do you know? Okay, well, the Cyclone is kind of an answer that this is indeed going to be a play in which Optimus is going to move across the map, and he's going to get a couple of Hellions on the way as well. No pylon on the low ground. Oh, maybe Harstem's in a little bit of trouble here, because the pylon isn't ready. If the pylon isn't ready, the shield battery is not going to be there in time either. And the shield battery is almost essential to defend against this. This Cyclone is chasing this Adept, and it really could cost Optimus massively, because right now, the lack of the pylon is absolutely huge. A shield battery starts now as we see the first Stalker trying to deal with the Cyclone just a little bit. Second Stalker shows up, but the first Cyclone needs its friend to really power up right now. A second shield battery coming down, another Stalker in production. Hellions are arriving as well. Optimus is going to start taking this fight. First Cyclone takes some damage. Stalker's taking a lot of hits right here, and Optimus, is he just going to go for the probes? He gets the Stalkers, actually, that's great. Now the shield batteries are going to start coming up. That Cyclone will just want to keep running away here. 4 workers down already. Shield battery's about to finish. He could just target the pylon though, honestly. It would be just as good. That Stalker's not close enough right now to get shield battery healing. Gets there just in time. Does have the damage output for a moment or two. Extra Cyclone not going to be enough at the moment. And in the end, 9 workers killed and Hellions sneaking into the main base. Optimus is taking a hell of a lead in game number 1. 10 workers killed now. He'll get a couple more here if he can line up the workers correctly. 12. Goes back in for 13, but it's already regained a little bit of shield, so just the 12 workers. 2 more Cyclones show up, though, and that's obviously going to start being a bit of an issue. But I guess more Stalkers for now will actually get the job done. Biggest thing I think Optimus has to be cautious of right now, counterattack. counterattack could be super deadly here, and a siege tank on the way up, definitely a good way to start defending. A bunker would be absolutely incredible as well, of course, in this sort of a scenario. Cyclone's still showing that they're across the map here, starting to get a little bit sandwiched in by these Stalkers, and that's where the counterattack could become even more powerful from Harstem. Remember, he is going to have Blink as well, as we see. Cyclone's trying to do whatever they can here, trying to just pick off a Stalker, trying to give something. As we are going to be seeing this one Stalker. No, it's going to go down. Well, bunker's going to be up. Siege tank coming into position. There's nothing to give high ground vision here from Harstem, so he shouldn't be able to. He shouldn't be able to just blink up into the main base. That Stalker was not the one that was meant to be leading the charge right there. That was a little bit painful. 5 Stalkers still set up at the front, and a 7-worker lead for the Terran is obviously a fantastic position to be in. Going into his tech lab now on the starport for Raven. This barracks will swap onto that very shortly, I'm sure, and start up Stimpak. Just making sure he has enough Marines right now to be able to defend. Gathering some units in the main base as well, just in case there is some sort of blink-up play. Dark Shrine on the way down, and Harstem knowing he's a bit behind. Going to take a little bit of a risk, as we will see the tank actually takes a little bit of a beating right there. And as the Stalkers just blink right on top of it. Marines get into a position where they're going to try and stop the Stalkers from being able to blink away. Doesn't quite happen, and Optimus loses a siege tank, kills a couple of Stalkers. Still feeling as though he's in a pretty decent spot in this. Has a couple of Marauders now on the way up. Stim on the way, I imagine. Combat and concussive shells will join up as well. And this is going to be a big attack coming in the near future from Optimus when those upgrades finish. However, before then, Robobay comes down. He actually cancelled the Dark Shrine, goes into the Robobay. Was it spotted? No, he just decides to go into the Robobay instead. Interesting. So it looks like he's going to try and go straight in toward Disruptors here as his way of trying to deal with this. So try and go straight in towards Disruptors, perhaps. Try and deal with this attack with just a little bit of Disruptor RNG. 3rd CC moving out, and that's crazy. 3rd CC is on the way out as Harstem's just now taken the 3rd Nexus. That just shows really how far ahead Optimus is in this game with how things have gone so far. Coming on over these, well, this bunker's going to be salvaged. Fusion's going to start pushing out with the Marauders here. It becomes a little bit easier to actually push those Stalkers away, although it still costs him a couple of Marines so far. Tank fire helping out as well. He really just wants to make sure he can get the 3rd base into location without too much issue. There's that Stalker Observer towards the main base. And that's maybe going to cause some issues here. The Observer doesn't see too much. Well, actually, we'll see a Widowmine here, which burrows. Can he actually hit that from the low ground? He can, just about, but it does tell Optimus that there is an Observer here. There's the blink in. Optimus actually just brought his Stalkers out, his units out from the main. It's a little bit unfortunate. However, at the same time, these Stalkers took a bit of a beating. The Widowmines weren't very kind to them. So we are going to be seeing these Marauders as they come in, and Auto Turret as well. You see Harstem, I think, there for a moment, actually kind of wanted to maybe go for the Raven. Optimus is trying to catch these units, but the stim isn't ready. If it was, that would have been a lot of dead Stalkers. Even still, Optimus 63 SCVs, 51 army supply against 50-30. Harstem is still in a lot of trouble, down 40 army supply. And remember, all Optimus has to do is win one game, then no matter the result, he advances through this group. And at that point, you know, if he wins the series, he could still advance through in 1st place as well. You see these battle units starting to fire away. We're going to see the Raven gets taken down, and Optimus continue to push up to the top side. Optimus pipes a PP as the Disruptors again ready to fire their first shots. Disruptors, are they going to be the saving grace of Harstem here? All right. Game resumes, and off and away we go. Disruptor will find a Widowmine and a Marine to begin with. Optimus has a siege tank setting up, but he's set quite far away. A triple shield battery here to help defend. Remember, he has a little bit more. Another Disruptor shot coming in. Ooh, hits a couple of units right there. Disruptor's being kept alive by shield batteries at the moment. See Shank firing away every now and then as well. That splash damage definitely helping. I'd actually like to see these medevacs go towards the main base, maybe. I think that drop play could be pretty good right here. Disruptors still being kept pretty far back. Next Disruptors come forwards. They don't actually connect on anything. Not even the siege tank taking damage from that. One Disruptor off cooldown, though. The shield batteries have now fallen. And Optimus is still pushing forwards. Just going to be seeing the scan comes down, and we are going to be having a little bit of bio continue to come across. I mean, remember, these Disruptors are going to have cooldowns to deal with here as well. First one gets a couple of units, not much though. Second one, ooh, that's a bit of a better clump actually. Optimus needs to be maybe just a little bit more cautious. Still leading in army supply though. Also has a +1 attack upgrade, and soon to have +1 as well. The shot goes down, gets rid of a couple of DTs that were there at least. The disruptor number getting a little bit better. Medevac's going to load up, and they're going to head across for a drop, but Observer sees it, and he will just drop down, because he actually had the Observer in the scan anyways. First disruptor goes down before it reaches the tank, so the tank saves itself there. It's actually kind of crazy. As you do see this Bioforce still sent up. Liberators are kind of on their own right now. Harstem doesn't know that, no. He doesn't know 3 Medevacs are wandering their way over to the left-hand side of the map, full of units. If he knew that, he might commit into this a little bit more convincingly right now. As we see, Stalkers will blink, Liberators will go down, but Optimus is primed to get in here and to get some damage done. He's pressing forwards. I think Harstem's realizing something a little bit funky is up. Stim, I mean, that's goodbye to the Robo facility. Lifts up, Medevacs will be blinked on though. We'll lose one of them. At the same time, still pushing the right side, going to find another shield pylon here. Still continuing with this. Stalkers blink in to try and fight, as we see in the main base. Some Stalkers warped in here. Well supported by cannons, this actually might be okay. Optimus is going to try and go for the pylon. He gets it, despite the shield battery trying to heal it up, so the cannons are unpowered. Stalkers blinking forwards again. A few Marauders will actually be able to make their way through this, or will they? There's one Marauder left. It's a pretty close fight. Optimus is pulling back elsewhere. It's been a pretty crazy back and forth one so far, as we see these Marines up and down, and they are going to try and get them away towards a probe or two. That's pretty much it. Those Medevacs still falling. He actually might have to stop Liberator production for a moment here to be able to get more Medevacs up, because he doesn't have any on the map at the moment. For Medevacs, this is problematic, because he does have the 4th base though, and Optimus still looking at the moment, looking good at the moment. Some good points in chat. Probably saw the Raven and realized the DT Shrine was maybe not the best way to go in response to having a Dark Shrine cancel earlier in this game. It's a very smart point, chat. Good point. I agree. That's actually a pretty good idea. Alright, well, Harstem's moving across the map here. Liberators are not sieged. This is not the sort of fight Optimus wants to be allowing to have happen. Liberators do siege up now, though Harstem wasn't really able to capitalize on that. In the end, just a couple of Stalkers went down. So Liberator's going to push further forwards here. Harstem not quite paying attention momentarily. I mean, he moved away as soon as he saw something happening. Disruptors going off kind of en masse. Liberator's trying to move forwards. One Disruptor has fallen. Liberator range in play. And Lib range is going to be so difficult to play against. One thing, Optimus doesn't have those missile turrets. And now that there is no Raven, of course, it died earlier. Maybe the Dark Shrine could be somewhat useful here. +2, +1 against just +1 as well, by the way. So upgrades are still massively in favor of Optimus right now. He's probably going to work his way through those rocks. That or he goes in a completely different direction. Oh my god, I thought that bio was clumped up for the Disruptor right there. Another couple going down. Stalkers will blink in, and they will get rid of 2 Liberators. And oh, pushing up the ramp. Optimus going to take some damage. Tries to target down a Disruptor. It's going to be close. He gets a kill. Gave away a lot of units for that there, as Liberators are still trying to relocate. Medevacs will load up, and Optimus is going to boost away to the sides. Widowmine getting a kill to begin with here. Disruptor shot gets the rest of them that were there, bar the one a little bit further south. Drop trying to head towards the main base, and Optimus with just a Harstem with just a good idea of when his opponents try and make moves like this, moving around very nicely in terms of just repositioning an army, because this wasn't here moments ago, as now we do see Zealots running into the 3rd base. Optimus is having a little bit of a nightmare at the moment. He will push into the 3rd base of his own. Liberators to support this, but he's just lost 20 SCVs. His army supply is still absolutely huge, and he might get the 3rd base, which in itself might be enough to really help out here. 1 Widowmine, 2nd Widowmine going down. Liberator is still trying to hold this position. Optimus goes top right, sees no 4th, realizes that that's kind of a good thing for him. Sees the Dark Shrine, will have to deal with DTs very soon, and will have to start setting up those missile turrets. Disruptor shot connects on the front edge of the army as it was just moving forwards. Army supply, a 30 army difference here. Still upgrade lead 2-2 to 1-1 in favor of Optimus. Harstem's army still isn't looking great. It's just difficult to push on in because of the Disruptors. More bio coming up the right side of the map. A couple of Marauders and a Marine going to push forwards as well. Stalker gets picked off. Disruptors still trying to press in. A couple more Liberators show up. They could just press that little bit further forwards and just really have to keep these Disruptors away. All of the bio gathering up now. DTs. Nope, more Zealots actually on the 3rd base. Reinforcements of Optimus will have to make their way over there, as we are going to be seeing. That's a nice Disruptor shot to start. Another one just hits a Widowmine there. Harstem's doing a very good job using those Disruptors to make sure he's hitting at least the Widowmines if he isn't going to be reaching the bio. Another pretty decent connection right now, but he's starting to target down some Disruptors. And those are really nice targets to get rid of, because the less Disruptors there are, the less often Optimus has to back away due to the cooldown of that. And again, these Zealots are going huge around the map. Over here, the Planetary Fortress at least can hold its own. Harstem will lose his third base. He has a new base coming up to the left side, though. Optimus very far down on economy in terms of the work account. Could do with just getting some more SCVs up, because DTs are just going insanely huge at the moment. And again, no missile turrets really hurt him here so far. Oh, at the same time as he's distracted elsewhere, the Widow Mines are continue to do well. And Harstem is actually going to get Optimus to leave this game. To the top right-hand side, our blue Protoss player up a game in the series after one kind of crazy game number 1. It is Harstem from Asterion Esports. Up against the Red Terran bottom left-hand side from Team Revolution, it's Optimus. It's kind of weird because even with the upgrade lead, the Disruptors really stop the upgrades from having as much of an influence in that sort of situation than what you might usually expect. So yeah, even with the upgrade lead, it's kind of crazy. As we are going to be seeing this barracks coming down on the front. Yeah, the leave was kind of crazy because, I mean, the thing is, he wasn't able to clean up the DTs, so the DTs were still killing SCVs as he was leaving the game. It was a bit of a shame. A rough first game for Optimus to lose. See if he can keep it together and try and perform similar in Game 2. At least for the early stages, because he really had quite a decent start. Probe moving in towards the main base right here. Getting back into that main as we see the Reaper on the way up right now from Optimus. He is about to throw down a command center in the natural in the next few moments. Cybercore on the way up from Harstem as well. Another assimilator up to the top as that Nexus is coming on through. And we are going to be seeing that Reaper finishing up in the next few moments as well. So just getting this set up, getting this rolling. As you see a second barracks on its way up right now on the left side. Reaper starts moving in towards the upper right hand side here, so going to be looking to get a little bit of harassment done in the next few moments and try and get some bits and pieces dealt here. Command center coming down, and well, yeah, the second rack's already looking to be heavy on the bio in the early stages, as you do see the Stargate on the way up in the main base. Will come forwards, drops down the grenade, and we are going to be seeing this probe taking quite a bit of damage so far. Reaper just pulling back down to the south just a little bit, as we are going to see the Stargate is about 75% of the way done. So Stargate about 75% of the way done, will be completing soon, gives him access to the Oracle, and that very standard opening. I wonder if we see some Phoenix as well. Sometimes we see that Phoenix heavy style. This is just straight up 2-1-1 from Optimus. He's going to go into the Stimpak, he's going to head in towards the Starport, the Medivacs, and kind of go from there. What's up, Beyond Petroleum 47? Says, really appreciate the double streams this week. Keep up the content. Thank you so much for the 3-month resub, dude. I like putting on the double streams. Only issue is sometimes we can't because there isn't enough StarCraft to actually cast. This week, it's a little bit of an apology because we weren't here last month so much because I had a couple of different events and took some vacation between. So this extra event, the European event right now, is a little bit of a sorry because we were away, you know? Few Marines just gathering up in the main base, and we are going to be seeing this Oracle heading down towards the lower left-hand side. Couple of gateways on the way up, and we do see as the Starport finishes. I mean, we all know how the 2-1-1 plays that. I mean, Marine Heavy means that this Oracle shouldn't be able to get too much done. Flies in, turns away nice and quickly. Starport will want to jump on towards that reactor in the next few moments, so we'll really want to try and get on this and get that going. Factory will drop down as well. Move away to the side again. So the Medivacs he wants to get up right now. You know what? I don't really like Harstem's setup for this. I don't think the Phoenix really help him defend. The gateways are going to have to really do a lot here. Warp gate's finishing, so he's really going to have to make sure he's, you know, producing off the warp gates, because if he continues to build Phoenix, I think he's in trouble, because the Phoenix just don't do enough against Marines. Yeah, they can hunt down the medevacs, but you need something on the ground that's actually going to be able to fight in the near future. A couple of Marines firing away on those oracles as they come back around in towards the natural. Missile turret is on the way up here. Nice revelation. We'll of course keep track of them as the medevacs are going to load up very shortly. Harstem. I mean, he knows what this is, so realistically he should have a pretty good idea as to what's going on, as to what exactly the build is. Optimus actually going to wait for the revelation to fade away. I mean, that's kind of a risky choice, because he could just get revelated all over again, right? And that could be a little bit painful. And right now he's just not wanting to show those medevacs, not wanting to show this drop is potentially coming very soon. In the end, kind of gets seen anyway, so medevacs haven't pushed across the map yet. Another revelation, and this time if Optimus wants to go for it, well, he's just going to have to go and let, be accepting to the fact that his opponent's going to know what's going on. Realize that, information is already here. Bio spreading out a little bit once again. A couple of Marines coming forwards and poking away at a Phoenix. Just going to have this bio gathered up. Combat shields on the way right now from Optimus as well. And it's just those couple of Phoenix and Oracles still looking to see what their plan might be. +1 finishing up soon, another 2 medevacs coming in, so this has still got potential to be a very strong bio push. And there you go, Optimus will just load up and start to move over. Yeah, the Phoenix will show themselves here, but Optimus just unloads, right, and he starts to push them away like that. It does slow down the advancing of this army across the map. Optimus 40 seconds until combat shields kicks in. So a lot of Zealots right now coming in, a few Adepts which aren't going to have an upgrade. There will be charge on the Zealots though. So it's going to be an interesting little fight actually, because charge this quick, you really need a lot of gateways to make it work out. And while Harstem is on free bases, he's setting up for it. Third base from Optimus at the same time as well, in position. Stasis Ward coming down at the front. Marine will stem forwards, wants to get the Stasis Ward set off. Does get it set off. Shield battery about to finish as Optimus just looking to hold at the front. Revelation comes down again, and Optimus already actually just backing away from this here. Going to start kiting. Gets himself a couple of Zealots so far. Some Marauders being lifted by the Phoenix. Means it's mostly just Marines right now, although honestly the Marines are doing pretty good. The Zealots go down, and there's really just the Adepts left. And again, the Adepts don't actually have an upgrade on them, so just normal Adepts, pretty regular. Marines are fighting against the Oracles, getting rid of a couple of those. Got rid of, I think, 1 Oracle and 1 Phoenix, so a couple of Sky-based units there. Optimus going to be boosting away as he'll turn to fight once again, and that Phoenix taking some damage. What's up, Snipe Hunt, with the Twitch Prime sub coming into the chat. How you doing? Welcome to the Wardy family. Don't forget you get access to our replay packs now, and you can access those through our Discord server. Thank you for the Twitch Prime sub. Do appreciate it. Been a crazy day, guys, or crazy couple of days. We pushed all the way up to 260 subs from 230 yesterday morning. It's really impressive. So thank you so much for all the support. Do appreciate the subscriptions coming through. Helps us to keep on putting these events on. Thank you very much, Snipe Hunt. Marines and Marauders still pressing forwards here. Scan at the front as Harstem gathering together. Just going to be seeing a couple of Phoenix, the Oracle, moving down towards the lower left-hand side. We do have the bio still nearby. Obviously, the Revelation allows him to see that. Optimus up to the third base, now getting in towards Liberator play. +1 armor on the way for himself, so upgrades going to remain fairly even. This one going to be 1-1 against soon to be +2. That is going to be fairly even for the moment, at least. A couple of Widow Mines burrowing away here. One of them getting caught by the Phoenix, unfortunately. +1 attack on the way on the Forge as well. So continuing with this at the moment, and we are going to be seeing a bio just going to start pushing through these rocks, opening another map. This is a huge map, by the way, remember, so taking down rocks just to move across the map more quickly is definitely going to aid you in that sort of regard. Is there an armory for 2-2? There is not, so I wonder if Optimus is really just kind of committing to sort of like a pseudo kind of free base all in here. 4 Liberators already, and honestly there isn't a lot to deal with the Liberators. Stalkers are about to get Blink at least, which is something. Widow Mine count fairly okay-ish as well. Phoenix into the main base, going to pick off a couple of reinforcements. Not any Marines coming out at the moment, so even if there was, wouldn't be amazing at pushing this back. A couple of Widow Mines will try to burrow, but get lifted as well. 2 Marines still trying to fight away here. There's 2 Widow Mines in the natural. Liberators sieging up, and again Optimus wants to be very cautious about that. Actually, a couple of Liberators unsieged. Let the Stalkers have a chance to actually blink on in, and one of them gets picked down. So still pushing forwards, Optimus trying to see what he can do. He needs these Widow Mines to connect on the Zealots, though. Without the Widow Mines connect on the Zealots, this army of Harstem is absolutely insane. Liberators repositioning, Optimus very cutting the line very fine at the moment. As we're going to see Marines coming in for a few of the Phoenix. Wouldn't mind teasing the edge of those units right there. Will go off on a blink back Stalker. Here he goes. Zealots charging in. The Liberators are going to get targeted pretty quickly here as the bio just pulls backwards. Harstem with a good fight so far. There's a lot of bio though still, and I have to say, like, these Zealot numbers are not looking amazing. I feel like you can turn and fight here in a moment, and yeah, it feels like Optimus can kind of fight that. Needs Harstem maybe needs just a few more Zealots added in. Liberator sieging up, but obviously Harstem has room to work with. He can back away towards his base once more. Upgrade is now in the lead for Harstem as well, by the way. He finished up +1 attack in recent times. Gonna try and fight a little bit of this army, which is just off to the right-hand side. Harstem looks as though he's kind of happy to take this fight once again now. More Widow Mines have just shown up, just as the Stalkers blink in. Well, it's going to be some connections on the Stalkers, which help to kill some of them off here. An Archon in the front goes down, but it's not going to be enough. Harstem has too much. GG, and he takes